In this video we're going to take a look at the 12-inch action figures created for Battlestar Galactica by Mattel in 1978-79. In front of me you have the two figures. On the left we have the Cylon and on the right we have the Colonial Warrior. These two figures were the only larger figures released for Battlestar Galactica, and they were based on a line of toys called Major Mason, and in that line there was a toy called Captain Lazar, and essentially Captain Lazar was a blue version of the Colonial Warrior here. This is just Mattel reusing a mould and getting the most out of it as they can, which is really why the Colonial Warrior looks nothing like the Colonial Warriors that you would see in Battlestar Galactica. It's a fairly cheap toy made of a hard plastic, so really not that sort of durable, and compared to other toys of the time it's pretty cheap looking. The Major Mason Captain Lazar figure was actually released in 1968, so this mould was over 10 years old when they used it for Battlestar Galactica. They've tried to dress it up a bit by giving it a brown vest here, but that really makes very little difference to the fact it doesn't look anything like the Battlestar Galactica characters. It comes with a couple of features. It has a very large battery pack on its back, and pressing a button on there lights a light in the sort of gun that is actually built into the hand of it. So if I press that, you can just about see that there's a yellow light in there, and it came with a couple of accessories that you could plug onto this gun, like so. This is a scanner. If I show you that from this angle and press it, you'll see that it sort of lights up. It's not the most amazing feature, but it does work just about. The Cylon is exactly the same mould again. There's a slight modification. Obviously it has a head which is shaped like a Cylon, and it has a glowing sort of breast area here, and a detachable breastplate that fits on top of that. Again, pressing the button on the back causes a light to light, you can see in his chest there. It also sort of lights up the eye in his head, although it's very hard to see, and there is a lever on the back which enables you to move a piece of plastic within his head to sort of simulate the fact his eyes should move. And again, the light in his arm lights up, and this stick will glow. If I turn off my desk lamp, you might be able to see that a little bit better. It's a very subtle glow there. It does work, but it's just a bit subtle. Overall though, these toys are pretty cheap. Mattel obviously didn't want to invest any money in this toy line, and so reusing an old mould was the cheapest option for them. It's a shame really, because they could have done so much more. The 3 3/4 inch line of figures looks much better than these ones, and if you compare these to things like the Buck Rogers toys produced by Mego only a year or so later, they were so much better than these. These are quite easy to collect. You find them a lot on eBay, but they always have parts missing. You're very rare to find them with the weapons, these small bits of plastic that plug in, as these are always lost. You'll quite often find the breastplate on the Cylon is missing, and the coat on the Colonial Warrior is missing, and also they have some very tiny little aerials on the back here. These are often either broken or missing, so just be careful of that if you're looking out for them. They did come with a instruction sheet. I actually have one here, and again it's very cheap, sort of a double-sided thing. You got the same instruction sheet no matter which toy you bought. On one side you have the Colonial Warriors information, on the other side you have the Cylon Centurions information, and basically it just says where to put the batteries and how to press the buttons on it. If you're a sort of Battlestar collector like I am, it is obviously nice to have these figures. You can hunt them down, get them in sort of reasonable condition like this, but as I've said, finding them with the small sort of elements is a little bit tricky these days, but it can still be done. I wouldn't expect to pay a great deal for these toys because no one particularly seems to collect them. Anyway, thanks for watching.